Okay, we are here today with our first Clock Cup match in quite a while. So this is going to be one of the Group B matches here between Brendyn Dunagan and Reed W. Richardson. So there seems to be a lot of support in the chat for Reed here. Reed has a 60% chance of winning this match according to our chat here, and Brendyn Dunagan has a 33% chance and a 7% chance that this match ends in a tie. A tie would technically be advantageous for Brendyn here, as Brendyn has a +2 solve difference and Reed has a -7 solve difference. So a win here is crucial for Reed. Let's go to the scoreboard here. If we check this out, we can see that Carter Thomas has already according to our math from Zachary, who is not here today, has qualified for the Clock Cup knockout stages. But the rest of these three competitors, this is going to be really interesting. All of these matches are going to be today, and we're going to see how these standings change, and they certainly can. So, without further ado, let's get started here. So, I would like you guys to open the cubing time. Do you have any other comments you want to add before I server deafen both of you?
I have W Riz.
I guess just Among Us?
Okay, cool. Let's get started. You guys can start scrambling.
Reed has W Riz.
Good luck to the both of you.
Gonna make sure we determine who goes first.
Oh, wait, right. That is a great point. I forgot to do the coin toss. Okay, I'm gonna select a random coin here.
Right now about. Oh, did you put weight on the thing?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do the
good.
coin toss here. That's my broken 6x6. Brendyn, since you are the higher seed, is Brendyn the higher seed actually?
I don't know.
I'm actually not sure. I think Brendyn actually might be the lower. Let me see.
It's gotta be higher than me.
Brendyn is actually the lower seed here. So, Reed, do you want to go first or second? Sorry, not first, second. Coin toss.
I'll go with tails.
Whoops. Okay. Wait, that was a bad one. Okay. That was also a bad one.
Just throw the coin on the table, man.
Okay.
Are you serious? It
landed on tails. Okay, cool. Reed, do you want to go first or second?
I will go second.
Cool. Okay, so once Brendyn starts, that's when time begins. Good luck to the both of you. Alright, it is 12:08 for Eastern Standard Time. It is 9:08 for Brendyn right now. I talked to Brendyn before this. He is currently, he just woke up, so I wonder if this is going to really affect his solves here. But Brendyn is going to be starting first. So once that begins, that's when time begins on the clock here. Brendyn is starting. Once he starts the timer, time begins. And he has started. Okay, the timer has begun. It doesn't look like it looks like an okay solve from what I can see. And that is going to be a 445. Let's see what Reed does here. Reed's doing his warm-up technique. He says that it's usually he says that the hand thing is to control nerves. Oh! That is going to be a 381. Wow, okay. That is the first solve of the match is a sub 4. Reed hits the gritty.
Yes,
okay.
Sir. Hit the gritty.
That is amazing. Okay,
There.
wait.
Now you can see it better.
Alright.
Carter, it skipped.
Yeah,
it skipped.
I know. I don't know what happened. Just I entered a random time and
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay, cool. Alright, so both competitors are server deafened again, and that is going to be a point for Reed here. That is being reflected on the scoreboard. Wow, okay. Once Reed has to start here, he's taking his time scrambling. With a 3D printed clock cover. Warm-up technique once again. And Reed is starting inspection. A interesting first cross. Corners seem to be alright, but he's not very happy with that. Let's look at what the circumstances were. There was a corner skip, but honestly there wasn't much else. So that's going to be a 488 from Reed here. Let's look at Brendyn's scramble. Alright, going for the corner skip at the back. The first side looks a little slow, but the second side looks locky. Oh, okay. That is not going to do it. That's going to be a... Let's see what that is, a 598. That's Reed's second point here. This is really crucial for Reed if he wants to advance to the clock knockout stages. Let's see what happens here. There's an edge skip. One of the first edge skips of this match, so I want to see how both competitors deal with this. Brendyn is getting prepared here. Brendyn is very, very nervous. He's trying to go for a win here because that's how he really qualifies in this match. He qualifies with any win here today, so we're going to have to see how this goes for Brendyn. It is going to go alright from what it looks like, and that is going to be a 422. Reed is getting prepared. Reed is looking for his third point here. Brendyn is only looking for his first. Reed is starting off. That might not be a 422. He looks hesitant. That is not going to be a 442 from what it looks like. That is going to be a 565. That's going to be a point for Brendyn here. A very much needed point from Brendyn, I should add. So far, the score is 2-1. Anything can happen, but we are 4 minutes into the match, so this should be concerning in terms of time. But other than that, I'm just really excited to see what really happens next. Brendyn's being careful to clock cover. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart like it did last time in his match with Anders, which was a very close match to say the least, so... Let's see if this one is similar, because Group B is a very competitive spot to be in. You have Carter Thomas, Brendyn Dunagan, Reed W. Richardson, and Anders, who all have sub-5 averages. So, oh, that looked fast. Let's see what that is. That's going to be a 381 once again. Brendyn is going to have to try really hard to beat that. And Reed hits the gritty once again. Brendyn is very happy about that. Let's see if that good spirits keeps him into winning this point. The scramble doesn't look all that interesting, honestly. There's a couple of corner skips, and Brendyn seems to be intrigued. The first side looks very, very locky, and the second side looks locky as well. That's going to be probably a 6 or a 7.
Messed it up so badly, bro.
It's going to be a 621. Brendyn says he messed it up badly, so that might be an indicator of his performance today. If he can't take advantage of lucky cases like these, he really isn't going to thrive against Reed's consistency here. He has consistently gotten, almost consistently gotten sub-5s. He has 2 sub-4s here within his first 4 attempts, so... Is that a timer malfunction? I think he's fixing his timer here. That's fine. Alright, Brendyn is starting. Reed is stretching. Brandon's looking for his second point here against Reed's third. Or Reed's free right now. First side looked okay. The second side looks slow though.
It's a DNF.
And it's a DNF. That is... Reed is happy about that. Reed is actually very happy about that. Reed's going to be taking his time here. Brendyn has entered in his time as a DNF, so this gives Reed some confidence here. Actually, a lot of confidence. Maybe he could win this match, possibly. Alright. Reed is starting. The first side looks slow, but it doesn't really matter. Just as long as there's a solved clock here. That's going to be a solved clock, and that's Reed's 4th point. This is an upset, honestly. Brendyn has a 394 official average. He is very capable of pulling off something good, especially when there's lucky cases involved. Unfortunately, we haven't seen a lot of lucky cases within these scramble sets, but if there is to be one of those cases, then possibly we are looking into a very exciting match here. And maybe a Brendyn comeback, but for now, as the odds stand, Reed definitely has a very favorable chance of winning this match. Reed is starting off with the first side. It looks a little slow, but the second side, he had to fix the clock there. It's DNF anyway. Brendyn is taking that into account, and he is going to take this solve as a safety.
I forgot to count it as a DNF. Whoops.
That's okay. Alright. This is going to be almost a guaranteed second point for Brendyn here, unless Brendyn also DNFs. He's checking the second side, or the first side he did. Is that going to be a solved clock? Yes, it is.
Alright, Brendyn takes that point.
That's going to be a 6. That's going to be a 595 from Brendyn. That's going to be Brendyn's second point. This is quite the match here, because Brendyn is losing by 2 points. You don't want to have a early sort of disadvantage here, because at this point you can make a comeback here, but once you get to like 8 possibly, that's when every point matters. And right now Brendyn is I think it might be just a warmth problem too, because Brendyn has complained about cold hands when I was in the VC here earlier, but that was a very fast first side. The second side looks very smooth. That could be a high 4 possibly, or a low 4. It's gonna be a 433. Reed is adjusting himself. Let's see if he can beat a 433. If he wins this solve, honestly, this shows that he still has potential against his later match against Anders too. I want to see how this goes. Brendyn is starting. Sorry, Reed is starting. But it's going to be very messy. It's going to be a 669 from Reed here. A solved clock on both sides. That's going to be a much needed point for Brendyn here. Brendyn has a chance to level it out for the first time in this match. And then after that point, if he does so successfully, win or start to take the lead here. This is an interesting scramble. We have a really interesting adjacent case on the first side, and on the second side we don't have actually anything, so at least there's a lucky case both competitors can take advantage of here. Reed is looking for his 5th point right now. Let's see. Reed is... That's going to be an alright solve. I think it says it's good. It's a 454. That is very respectable. Let's see if Brendyn can beat that. Brendyn has only beaten that. Actually, no, he's beaten it quite a few times here. He's beaten it 3 times within the past 7 attempts, I should say. So Brendyn is intrigued here, going for the lucky case on the first side. That could be a 454. It's going to be a 437. That's a much needed point to even out the score here. That's going to be 4-4. Looking at what's happening here, it's starting to shift the tide from Reed's favorability, because it really feels like either Brendyn's gaining momentum, Reed is getting more nervous, or possibly both here. So, at this point, it's turning from a Reed favorable match to maybe a very close match. It was still a very close match to begin with, especially since these circumstances were unpredictable. Brendyn is going to start off here. The first side looks very locky, and it looks like a DNF, or there was a second flip there, so that's gotta be not very satisfying for Brendyn. It's a 739. Reed is very happy about that. He's gonna try not to let Brendyn take the lead here. Brendyn has failed to take the lead for quite a while here, or not quite a while, at any point within this match. That's definitely going to be the 7, even though it's probably not a time that, or 466. That's around Reed's average of sub 5, I believe. So that's going to be Reed's 5th point here. We are on our 10th attempt here. Reed is wiping off his clock, which is a very good idea, especially since the puzzle itself is very delicate. If your hands are not in the right condition, then that can really screw up your times, and it seems to be affecting both competitors here. Brendyn is constantly trying to warm his hands. Reed is constantly trying to shake off any nerves with his hands. So I'm interested in seeing what happens next. Reed's looking for his 6th point. That's going to be an okay first side. A second side, however, is not great. Reed is not satisfied with that time. It's probably going to be a mid-5 if I had to guess. It's a 572. Brendyn seems okay with that. He's wearing 3 layers, if I'm guessing, too. A hoodie, a jacket, and probably something underneath. So, it's probably, even though he lives in California, it might be a little bit colder up there than expected. The first side looked kind of slow, but the second side, the quarters looked good, at least. It's going to be a 487 for Brendyn. It's going to be a 5-5 tie here for Brendyn. We're going to add quite a lot of stoppage time, because it looks like so far we're only at 10 solves. We need to be at 15 before the halftime break here. So we're probably going to add maybe 3 to 4 minutes of stoppage time as it stands. Brendyn's warming up with a squan here. Reed's checking his phone. That's not a great thing to do, to be honest, because checking the chat, seeing if there's anything going on. I've had the mistake of doing that before. I didn't do it at NAC, but I did do it at other competitions where I was checking Discord to see posting my results, and it was put a lot of stress on me. So let's see here. Brendyn's doing his first solve here. Oh, he has to go for the 3 flips. Is that a DNF? No, but he doesn't like that. That's probably going to be a 636. Brendyn's average is, well, it's not consistent, but it's not great. Reed is starting here. Can Reed possibly? Okay. It's going to be a 487 here. We're going to add 4 minutes of stoppage time. Okay. 4 minutes of stoppage time has been added.
Alright.
Okay. We are looking at quite the scenario here. So we're going to stop for 19 right now. This is quite intriguing. Let's see what this what stress really looks like for both of these competitors. If this was a neck and neck match, honestly, this is quite the classification, because every time we think Brendyn has a chance here, Reed is not going to let up. So this is going to be one of those close matches. That is going to be a sub 4. Probably. Or, sorry, it's a 408. It was very close, though. Brendyn has failed to get below that time. His best self here is a 422. So, Brendyn's getting tired. I think he's getting tired of losing, honestly. It's also that. Let's see. Brendyn is starting. I do see that there is a back to... Oh, my. That's not great. That's going to be probably a 5 or a 6. It's a 7. It's going to be 5-7 Reed here. Reed has a very strong chance to honestly win this match from Brendyn's performance here. Can Reed pull it off, though? That is the real question that's on everyone's mind. Or at least it's on my mind right now. Brendyn is going to be starting off here. Getting ready with his hands. He's taking off his jacket. That could either hurt or harm him. So, Brendyn's going to be starting. Let's see here. Brendyn has started. The first side is very locky. The second side is... Brendyn is not satisfied with that. That is going to be a 7 or an 8 if I had to guess. It's going to be a 944. Let's see. Reed has a very good chance to take over.
Bro, why am I turning the back every other?
It seems to be an issue with either clock hardware or just Brendyn's nerves right now. It could also be a mixture of both, too. We have to take that into effect. But Reed here is going to start... Oh, wow. Okay, that was very close to being a DNF, but it's still a 544. So, it's going to be a 0.4 Reed here. It is 5-8 Reed. This is where every point starts to matter. I think the magic number here is 8. We're almost at 19 minutes. So I'm going to stop the timer here, and we're just going to let competitors here take their time and start solving. Let's look at it. Reed is starting. Alright, this scramble... wow, I think both of them are... Brendyn's trying to figure out what is happening with his hands. That Y2 flip, that was very fast. The second side, though, looked a little sluggish. That's going to be a 528 or a 520 for Reed. Let's look at what's happening here. Brendyn is starting. Is it going to be a 528, though? I don't think it is.
Bro, what is wrong with my turning?
Brendyn is not very satisfied with that time. That is going to be a 584. That is going to be a point for Reed here. It is now 5-9 Reed. In Reed's favor, I should say. Okay, so the score now is 9-5 in Reed's favor. Do any of you want to take a halftime break? Please. Okay. It looks like Brendyn said yes. Can you give a thumbs up to confirm that? I can't hear you. Okay, thumbs up to confirm that. Great. We're gonna go into a halftime break. I will start a timer on my phone so that your break is full and more accurate. We will be back at approximately 1:34 Eastern Standard Time, which should be 11:34 for Reed and 9:34 for Brendyn. So I'm going to start a timer here. We will be back, actually probably closer to 12:35. Your break has started.
first?
I am.
Okay, we are back. Currently, the score is 9-5 in favor of Reed. We are going to be starting our next solve shortly. Brendyn, you are going to start first. Once you begin, that's when time starts for 15 minutes. Okay. I will enter in my time, and I will super different you. Good luck to both of you. I am now server deafened to both competitors. We will be starting off shortly once Brendyn has started solving. Going into the context of the match here, it was very close up until, I believe, probably the 5th or the 6th point for Reed here. That's when Reed started going a hot streak, winning 4 solves in a row, which is why Brendyn here is at such a deficit. But that is going to be an interesting solve there. It's probably going to be a 419. Brendyn has started to regain momentum. It's going to be his first sub 5 in quite a while. His last one being when he won his 5th point against Reed. Alright, Reed is starting. I don't think that's going to be a 4... That is a DNF, but it was a good try. It was a good try from Reed there. Let's see what the time would have been without the DNF. That would be a 383 without the DNF.
Forgot to count the DNF again.
It's fine. Okay. It's gonna be Brendyn's 6th point. It's gonna be a 6-9 score here. Let's see. Brendyn has a lot of catching up to do right now. If Brendyn can't catch up, he risks not necessarily securing a spot in the Clock Cup, but hopefully maybe we can see a Brendyn come back here. Brendyn is obviously very qualified to be in any sort of position right now in the Clock Cup, so if he makes it to the knockout stages, that might be a better showing of his true performance. But that's going to be... Let's see here. It's going to be a 436 from Reed. A low 4. Reed also starting to gain momentum here. Reed's looking for a double-digit point. Brendyn's looking for his 7th. So, as Brendyn has to win 9 points here, Reed has to win just 6. That is actually gonna... That's a DNF.
DNF.
Okay, that is Reed's 10th point here. This could be a really interesting upset scenario here with a win for Reed. I think it's starting to become more and more likely. Reed fans are gonna be extremely happy about that. You know, I met Reed when he averaged like 8 or 7 or something. So it's and that was like a year. I think it was a year and 6 months ago. So it's insane to see the amount of progress he's making right now, especially ending up beating one of the competitors here. Okay. He doesn't like that.
That's definitely gonna lose.
Gonna be a 4. He said it's definitely gonna lose. And looking at the scramble, oh, we have a half cross here. Okay,
Oh my god.
that is a half cross here. This is. Didn't Zeke say the same thing? Well, yeah, but it's insane. The first side looked very fast. The second side, oh, that's a back turn. That could have been really good without the back turn. Let's see what that was. That is going to be a 551, but it's gonna be a point for Brendyn, and that's honestly all he's looking for right now. So Brendyn is probably very happy about that. Brendyn has yet to get a sub 4 here, and Reed has gotten at least 2. So yeah, I remember meeting Reed inside a hotel elevator at the Renaissance. And okay, that is a very fast solve here. It's gonna be a
Not a
4
3, so I can't hit the gritty.
407.
407 is bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I met Reed at a hotel, in a hotel elevator, and one of the first things he ever said to me is, "Finally, a cuber who cares about clock." But that's gonna be a point for Brendyn though. Maybe that's a free 67. It's a free 67. Reed is very shocked about that.
Know what he has to do.
And that is Brendyn. Is Brendyn gonna hit the gritty?
Brendyn, you gotta hit the gritty.
Brendyn is failing on his promise here. That is quite sad. Oh. Okay. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of an error here, but Brendyn, are you seeing a scramble? Just refresh. It's fine.
Yeah, I refreshed. Here. Oh, yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. Cool. Alright, this is going to be... Let's see what happens here. Brendyn here is looking for a 9th point. Let's see if Brendyn can get a 9th point. And hopefully make this match a lot closer. Okay. Let's see here. Brendyn is going fast, but let's see if it's fast enough. It's going to be a free 74. Let's see, is Brendyn going to hit the gritty? No. He seems very nervous here. I'm very intrigued to see how Reed does in this performance. It's going to be a slow first side, a very shaky flip, and that's not going to be a 3. It's going to be a low 494. It's a much needed point from Brendyn here. 9 to 10. This is quite the match here. Let's see if Brendyn can hold on to this comeback he is making right now. Mainly determined on luck, since he's gotten 2 sub-4s in the past 2 attempts, but I'm intrigued. I truly am. Brendyn's deciding to warm up with a squan, one of his main events. It was his main event before clock, and then after that, I think he went back to squan, if I'm not mistaken. But that first side looked fast. The second side that D moved looked really sketchy, and Reed's not happy about that. I can tell that wasn't a DNF, so because I saw the corners were good on the first time, so it's fine. Let's see. Brendyn here is starting. All he needs is a sub mid-6, but is Brendyn gonna get it? And that might not be a mid-6. Well, it did. It's a 580, actually. So, Brendyn has entered in the double digits. It is that the score is now even. Let's see if Brendyn can get the 11th point here, which would be the first time in this match that Brendyn is leading. So, I'm very intrigued to see how Brendyn does. Both competitors need 5 solves to win. Alright, Brendyn is starting. Looking at the clock here. Let's see. Brendyn is not happy. The missed turns.
It's a DNF.
It's a DNF anyway. That is going to be... let's see what that is for Brendyn. 862 DNF. All Reed has to do is solve the clock here. Reed is honestly on track to win this match. It seems that Brendyn is only relying on luck here, especially from Reed's misperformance and also lucky scrambles. It's going to be a 436 from Reed. That was a very nice safety, actually. Let's see here. Looking at this right now, there's going to be an edge case. It's going to be quite interesting to see how competitors deal with this one. Okay. Brendyn was almost ready to start there, but it seems that he caught himself. That's going to be a DNF from Reed. Brendyn has a chance to tie it all up. This match is neck and neck. Is that going to be also a D? No, it's not going to be a DNF. It's going to be a 432 safety. It's going to be.
He always beat me anyway.
It's going to be 11 points from both competitors here. These matches are getting insanely close. Especially Reed. Honestly, going into this match, I thought Brendyn had a good chance of winning here. But it seems like those chances are dwindling with every single attempt. He has yet to take the lead at any point within this match. The first side didn't come down, so I'm going to assume that's okay. Yeah, okay. Brendyn is starting. See how Brendyn does. That's going to be very forceful turning. It's a solved clock. And a bit of a timer fumble. It's a 480. 480 from Brendyn. Wow, he's checking like all four sides of that. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be a lucky scramble though, and it wasn't really. Well, okay. Reed is frustrated. It's a 492. Brendyn has finally taken the lead here. A 12-11 lead for Brendyn. It is not at all secure though, as Reed can possibly win this match. We're looking into about 4 to 5 minutes of stoppage time here, depending on how the situation goes. Because we should be at about, we're at like, yeah, okay. Reed is starting. That's a really bad second side though. Reed is starting to let the chances slip here. That's a 757 from Reed. You know, if he lets Brendyn win this match, he is eliminated. So, just so everyone is aware. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Brendyn's first side looked pretty shaky. The second side, not good. It's going to be a 669 now. Brendyn takes that. That's going to be a 13 points for Brendyn. It's going to be now, I don't think Reed's chances are starting to really dwindle. But we saw this with Josh last time, where Josh had this position here, but he carried the next 4 points. So, let's see if there's a similar situation with Reed here. Brendyn is starting. The first side looks okay. The second side looked just fine, but Brendyn's not very happy with that 480. There's a lucky case on one side and a corner skip on the other. Let's see how Reed preserves that. Or if Reed does preserve that. Okay. A win is not out of the question for Reed right now. Reed is that going to beat a 480? It might not. Reed's happy about that. That's going to be a 435. 12 points for Reed right now. Reed has a very strong chance to tie this one up. We're going to go into the maximum amount of stoppage time possible here because I do want to try to end this match. About 5 minutes of stoppage time.
My time not ended. Okay.
We're going to go into the maximum 5 minutes of stoppage time here. So, let's see how this goes. This is going to go down to a 14-14 sort of sudden death solve. If it does, that would be really exciting to watch. Let's see if Reed can hold on to this momentum he has right now. Reed is going to go first. Reed is getting his nerves out of his system with his hands here. Yes, Ryan, I've added the maximum amount of stoppage time allowed, which is 5 minutes. Reed's that's first side looked insane. The second side, though, that was a really good first side. That's a 425. Let's see how this goes for Brendyn. I am absolutely nervous right now. Let's see if Brendyn lets this fumble. Brendyn's warming up. Brendyn is going to start. Brendyn doesn't like this. He's very intrigued by the second side though. Let's see how this goes. The first side looks smooth. The second side, oh! That might tie it up for Reed.
Bro.
It's gonna be a 444. Reed has tied it up here.
Good.
He's seeming to do the impossible right now. This is absolutely insane. The amount of nerve control, or the amount of how Brendyn, or how Reed is keeping, both these competitors are keeping this match competitive, is absolutely mind-boggling to me. Brendyn's gonna just start right away. He doesn't want to waste any time right now. While Reed is actually still scrambling. Brendyn is going to start. He's going really fast in the first side, but that seems to hurt him. It's going to be 445. Looking at this, there's not really much to look at for a 445 here. This could be a good opportunity for Brendyn to get a 14th point. Reed is starting. The first side looks slow. The second side doesn't look great. It's a D. Is that a DNF? Well, it wouldn't have been it anyway. So that's gonna be 14 points for Brendyn here. We're at match point for Brendyn. Let's see if Reed can pull off a 14th point here to maybe let this match hopefully go into a possible scenario where this is absolutely insane. Alright, Reed is going to start this solve off. This is the benchmark to beat. The benchmark to beat for Brendyn right now. Reed is taking his time. Understandably, too. Reed is starting. He is not wasting any time with inspection. The first side doesn't look that great. The second, oh no. That is not good. Brendyn is happy about that. That's a 734 from Reed here. That is going to be the benchmark to beat before Reed gets eliminated. Let's see. Oh! Oh my god. That is a DNF.
I live another day.
This...
That's it, right?
That's not
I
it.
think.
No, it's at 14-14.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my. Oh my. We are at the match point for both competitors here. I'm gonna enter in my time. This is going to be a match point for the ages right now. I believe a scramble has been.
Okay.
This is it. This is sudden death right now. This is more on the line for Reed right now, because if Reed doesn't win this solve, that is going to be an elimination.
Wait, no, it is okay.
Brendyn's checking if it's a misscramble. Yeah, okay. Brendyn's warming up. Let's get this started. Brendyn is starting. That's going to be the benchmark to beat. Brendyn's going all out on the second. That was a back turn. That was
That's
a back
it.
turn.
I lost.
Brendyn is getting a, let's see, a 645. That is the benchmark to beat right now. A 645. That is very doable for Reed. This is going to be absolutely insane. All Reed has to do is just get sub 6, which is not that hard for Reed right now, in terms of his performance. I'll let Reed tell the story here. Let's see. Is that it? Is that it? Yes. Reed has won this match here. 15-14 in Reed's favor. Reed lives to see another day. Oh my. Oh my. Alright, we're just gonna confirm that Reed has won this match here. Okay, wait 1 second. We're gonna go back for a post-match interview. I'm just gonna reset here, hopefully, because every time I server def in, we seem to have some issue with audio. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Reed won after the last solve.
After the last solve? Well...
Yes. It was 15-14 at the last solve.
Well, no, because there was one time where Reed misentered a 3, I think, the 383.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
So... Yeah,
that confused me a bit.
If you heard any like cheering in the background, that was my family because I won the match.
Oh, I didn't hear that actually.
My family isn't supportive, so they don't do that for me. And
Okay.
they're probably just asleep right now, so.
Okay, so any thoughts about that match from both of you?
Terrible solving. Like my hands were super, super cold at like the beginning of the match, and I like couldn't get him to warm up only after a halftime break. Did they actually start to warm up? But then I just kept doing like bad, anyway. So I couldn't really do much about that. And like I kept like DNFing and turning the back as well, which is probably just a skill issue on my end, to be completely honest. But yeah. And if I didn't DNF the 495, then I probably would have won the match. But like, skill issue, can't blame that on the clock. That's totally my fault.
I want to share my thoughts. So whoever won, I knew this was going to be a close match, but I won by 1 point.
So...
I didn't know it'd be this close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was insane. I think it was always sort of like you guys were in the standard like sort of block sort of like terms of like scoring, so like Reed would gain like a lot of points and Brendyn would gain a lot of points and Reed would gain a lot of points.
In my match against Carter.
Yeah. And then but it got to the point here when every point counted where you guys were sort of just neck and neck with each other, and Reed, you were able to pull off sort of the impossible, coming back from like a 13 to 15 deficit or
13 to 11.
13 to 11 deficit, and then
And then I think I tied, and then Brendyn scored, and then I scored, and then I scored again. 15 to 14.
Bro,
Wow.
people are DMing me about my laws. Like, just shut up, bro.
okay.
Oh, Brendyn, by the way, I noticed that I think, how many,
It's a little off.
you may have gotten, no, what I noticed about you, Brendyn, is that I think you got like a 3 once or twice, but for that 3, you forgot to hit the gritty.
I didn't get a sub 3.5, so I didn't hit the gritty.
Oh, it was a
You're
sub
only sub
3.5.
Yeah, I'm making that the benchmark now because I get too many sub 4s. So, yeah.
You're doing sub 4 for now.
My best solve was like a 3.6 or something. I DNF'd like a 3.5 earlier though.
Yeah. Okay. How were nerves for both of you?
Oh, I was like actually shaking for once. It was kind of weird. Like I'd like glance down at my hands and I'd like be shaking. I'm like, okay then. But like partly also that could be like my hands are cold as well. So maybe that had something to do with it because they weren't as shaky at like the end. So maybe my cold hands played a part in that.
I
Yeah.
wasn't that nervous.
Interesting.
I wasn't too nervous throughout the match. I was nervous on a couple of solves, but.
Were you nervous on the last solve? Actually, no. The last 2 solves, I should say.
Well, on the second to last solve, that's when I got my 7. I was like almost sure that I just lost the match until Brendyn DNF'd. And on the last solve, when I saw that Brendyn got a 645, I just decided to safety. And
Yeah.
I was like a little nervous on the last solve, but I tried my best to just like shake out my nerves and not think about this and not think about the fact that that was match point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me, I wasn't nervous at all, but I absolutely had to have a back turn on the last solve on game point. Like it had to happen at that exact moment, which is kind of stupid. But like maybe that's a skill issue on my part. I don't know. My clock has always been like that where I always like get back turns and stuff. So maybe it's something I can fix for later today in the match with Carter. But yeah. I also woke up like pretty early, so I kind of felt drowsy a little bit as well. But yeah.
Yeah.
That was a really close match though. That was really fun.
I just want to talk. I have one more question for you guys here. So, let's talk about the future here. You guys both have matches later today, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yep.
Like 30 minutes.
Yeah, you have one in 30 minutes. So, what are your thoughts going into those matches? I want to start with Reed since you just won. You're still in this. So,
Yeah.
do you think you're gonna win against Anders?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident about that. This match definitely did boost my confidence.
Yeah, and I guess my ultimate question sort of is that do you think you have a very decent shot at winning or going into the knockout stages?
At this point, I think so. Because
Yeah, because a loss would result in you being eliminated. So, with that being said, Brendyn, how is this match did this match tell you anything about if you will even advance in the knockout stages?
Well, I mean, I feel more confident now because I'm actually like warmed up for the match for later today, so I feel more confident for that. I mean, I kind of learned I need to like not DNF as much as I do because DNF screw me over way too much. So, yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about your match against Carter later today?
I mean, it could go both ways, honestly. Just looking at Carter's past performance in with the match with Reed, it could definitely go both ways. but Carter is a very talented clock solver, way more talented than I am. So I'm not sure how that could go. It could be really close. I could be completely knocked out. We'll just see what happens. I'm pretty excited for that. But I mean, this match is kind of giving me the chance to like learn that I need to improve my solving, because I don't know. I just like keep turning the back. My turning. I felt more confident in my turning this match. Because I fixed my clock. Like I made the magnet stronger, so like I don't have to worry about like misturns and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
from this match I learned that I just need to work on like my general like turning.
Yeah,
For the most
I'm
part.
sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to kind of run here because we have the Reed versus Anders match. The bottom infographic is wrong in about 24 minutes, so I think we're gonna have to end this post match interview. Thank you guys for competing. Congratulations, Reed, for pulling off that amazing.
GG, bro.
That was insane. Okay, so what were you saying?
I had a lot of fun during this match.
Dang, bro.
Definitely the closest one yet.
I have one question.
Yes.
Okay, does this mean I can't make it out of the group stages, right?
No. You still,
Okay.
if you win against Carter, and if Reed loses by if Reed wins or fails to win by a certain number, or if Reed loses, then you qualify.
Okay. I'm still sort of learning how like it works and stuff. So
So,
Yeah.
but like a
No, it's
win,
against Carter.
yeah. Point is just win against Carter. So
okay.
yeah. All right. See you guys in the next one, which is in about 20
Thank you.
minutes.
Thank you, Carter. GG, Reed, you're insane, bro.
Thank you.